Welcome back to What Is, where we delve into the realms of art, culture, and the human imagination. Today, we're embarking on a journey into a world where reality is turned upside down, where dreams and the subconscious take center stage. Surrealism. Surrealism was more than just an art movement. It was a revolution in thought and expression. Born out of the chaos of the early 20th century, it challenged conventional notions of reality and explored the depths of the human psyche. If you're ready to unlock the doors of perception and embrace the unexpected, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to join us on this surreal adventure. Imagine the unimaginable. A world where clocks melt, lobsters telephone, and trains burst forth from fireplaces. This is the world of surrealism, an art movement that emerged in the 1920s, drawing inspiration from the Dada movement and the psychological theories of Sigmund Freud. Influenced by the horrors of World War I and the disillusionment with traditional values, surrealist artists sought to tap into the subconscious mind, exploring the irrational, the dreamlike, and the bizarre. Although the term surrealism was first used by Guillaume Apollinaire in 1917, it initially referred to an artistic expression that went beyond realism, specifically in reference to his play The Breasts of Tiresias. It was not until 1924 that surrealism expanded as a movement based on the exploration of the human unconscious, revealing a super reality through dreams and free associations. When thinking of surrealism, we envision impossible images, straight out of the most intriguing and bizarre dreams. Hence, it is most commonly associated with painting and sculpture. But did you know that it originally emerged primarily as a literary movement aimed at exploring the unconscious, without the aid of rationality or logical thinking? Fascinated by the expression of the deepest human thoughts and their exploration through the famous psychoanalyst Sigmund Freud, a French writer and poet André Breton published the Surrealist Manifesto in 1924. The very first publication presenting the initial principles of surrealism, mainly those related to the literature of the movement. Breton's first manifesto defined surrealism as psychic automatism in its pure state, by which one proposes to express, verbally, by means of the written word, or in any other manner, the actual functioning of thought, dictated by thought in the absence of any control exercised by reason, exempt from any aesthetic or moral concern. The foundation for the publication and the initial principles of surrealism was based on Freudian theories, particularly Sigmund Freud's 1899 book titled The Interpretation of Dreams, prompting the surrealists to understand the mechanisms of the unconscious through the study and analysis of the dream world. Shortly afterward, a group of surrealists published the magazine La Révolution Surréaliste. And just a year later, in 1925, the first exhibition took place. It was later that it evolved into the world of painting, sculpture, and beyond, shaping and inspiring many artists around the world. Speaking of painting and sculpture, what are the main principles of surrealism in that context? Surrealism aims to visually express the inner perceptions. Artists create images that defy the logical order of reality, often appearing dreamlike or grotesque. These works rejected and still reject the ideas of realism, classicism, empiricism, utilitarianism, and rationalism. Instead, surrealism revealed a super reality, bringing dreams and subconscious states to the surface and combining seemingly random elements. The movement took inspiration from Dadaism and the fantastical paintings of Hieronymus Bosch, a painter from the 15th and 16th centuries. Surrealists, inspired by various phenomena, employed a range of techniques to access the subconscious mind and challenge traditional perceptions of reality. They drew inspiration from psychography, also known as automatic writing, a a state in which a person's written words emerge from their inner self without conscious control. Additionally, they explored hypnosis, understood as a trance-like state of focused attention and heightened suggestibility, as well as mediumship, the practice of communicating with spirits. Surrealists adapted the concept of psychography into automatic drawing. Similar to its literary counterpart, automatic drawing involved creating art without conscious control, allowing the unconscious to express itself freely on the canvas. It's like letting your hand wander with a pen and seeing what emerges, without any preconceived notions or plans. Some surrealists also experimented with psychoactive substances to alter their perception and tap into the depths of the unconscious. Absinthe, opium, hashish, and later mescaline or LSD were sometimes used to induce hallucinations or dreamlike visions, aligning with the movement's fascination with the irrational and the surreal. While not all members of the movement relied on drugs, figures like Antonin Artaud and Jacques Vachon documented their experiences with altered states, believing they provided access to new artistic dimensions. However, others, like Salvador Dalí, preferred non-chemical methods. But we'll delve into his unique approaches a bit later. There are three main types of surrealist figurative art: abstract surrealism, figurative surrealism, and collage surrealism. Abstract surrealism focuses on shapes, colors, and emotions rather than recognizable forms. It is characterized by spontaneity, free-flowing forms, and biomorphic imagery without a clear narrative or realism. Among its most notable representatives were Joan Miró, André Masson, and Yves Tanguy. The sculpture Personage and Birds by the former can still be admired in Texas, near Chase Tower in Houston. The second of the mentioned types is figurative surrealism, which depicts strange, dreamlike scenes with realistic details. Dream imagery played a central role in this technique. The main characteristic that differentiates this type from abstract surrealism is that, despite its surreal nature, it still features realistic, though not necessarily real, objects, people, or landscapes. However, these realistic elements are placed in bizarre, illogical, or dreamlike settings, creating a sense of mystery or even a type of hallucination. It was represented by figures such as René Magritte, Paul Delvaux, and Salvador Dalí. Currently one of the most recognized artists of all time, renowned for his melting clocks and dreamlike landscapes. Although Dalí experimented with various artistic styles throughout his life, it was his encounter with Joan Miró and joining the Surrealist group that marked the beginning of his Surrealist journey. The controversial and surprising Spanish artist, who was already known for his unconventional ways from his teenage years, is famous not only for his works but also for his original methods aimed at boosting his creativity. He developed a technique called the Paranoiac-Critical method. This involved inducing a paranoid-like state of mind in which the artist would deliberately allow irrational thoughts, hallucinations, and fantasies to flow freely, essentially distorting reality. This way, Dalí could paint not just what the eye sees, but also what the mind imagines through subconscious connections. His approach helped him discover hidden meanings, allowing him to explore the unconscious mind in a methodical yet irrational way, ultimately creating iconic and strikingly original works of art. Moreover, just like Edison, Salvador Dalí used a technique involving sleep, which, according to contemporary studies, seems to positively influence the creativity of the sleeper. The technique involves falling asleep in a seated position while holding a metal object, such as a ball or keys, in your hand. As you drift off, the object slips from your relaxed hand, making a noise that wakes you during the early stages of sleep, known as the hypnagogic state. In this state, the individual is briefly on the edge of unconsciousness, which can potentially stimulate creativity. It created a world where impossible becomes possible.
Please do not leave your luggage unattended on the station.
The last of the main types of surrealist painting, that is, surrealist collage, was characterized by the use of mixed media, unexpected juxtapositions, and assemblages of found images or materials to create new meanings and challenge reality. It was represented by artists such as Max Ernst, Hannah Husch, and Joseph Cornell. Whereas most of us know what a collage is, juxtaposition is a somewhat lesser-known concept. It is the unexpected pairing of unrelated objects, and it's a great hallmark of surrealism. For example, René Magritte, famous for his painting of a pipe with the caption, "This is not a pipe," used this technique to challenge our perceptions of reality and question the very nature of representation. Curious for more art examples? Check the Museum of Modern Art website to delve deeper into the magical world of surrealism. The Surrealist movement didn't stop at painting and sculpture. It spilled over into nearly every corner of the creative world. Writers like Breton, the author of the Surrealist Manifesto, explored the power of language to unlock the subconscious and create new realities. Filmmakers such as Luis Buñuel and Salvador Dalí, best known for his paintings, collaborated on surrealist films that challenged cinematic conventions and explored the depths of human desire and anxiety. Surrealism wasn't just about creating bizarre and shocking images. It was about exploring the hidden depths of the human psyche and challenging the limitations of rational thought. It was a movement that sought to liberate the imagination and expand the boundaries of artistic expression. The legacy of surrealism is vast and far-reaching. It served as a major inspiration for various artistic movements that followed. It influenced abstract expressionism, particularly in its emphasis on the subconscious and spontaneous creation. It also shaped pop art, with its playful and provocative imagery, as well as conceptual art. Surrealism has influenced countless artists, writers, and filmmakers, from the recently passed David Lynch to Yayoi Kusama. Its impact can be seen in contemporary art, music, fashion, and even advertising. Surrealism continues to inspire us to question our assumptions, embrace the unexpected, and explore the limitless possibilities of the human imagination. So, what is surrealism? It's an art movement that sought to tap into the subconscious mind, challenge conventional reality, and create art that is both beautiful and disturbing, playful, and profound. By embracing the irrational and the dreamlike, surrealist artists have left an enduring legacy that continues to inspire and fascinate us. Thanks for joining us on this surreal journey. If you enjoyed this exploration of the surrealist movement, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more mind-bending content. What's your favorite surrealist artwork or film? Share your thoughts in the comments. And as always, stay curious. We'll see you in the next episode.